Episode 104. As Yishu spoke, Han Yanru on his screen stepped forward at an angle. With a single sky strike from the side, she launched all 3 goblins into the air at once. But their heights were uneven, and their rise and fall were staggered. Han Yanru spun around instantly. Without waiting for the 3 goblins' float to spread further, she blasted them with a falling blossom palm. All 3 goblins were caught within the blast radius. Sent flying together, they crashed into and bowled over a whole cluster of their kin.
After that whole combo, do you know how much HP these goblins have left? You have to know the health of the mobs, too. When a minion's down to its last sliver of HP, a single bump will finish it off. Why waste a mana-consuming skill on it? Skills are powerful, but you can't just spam them. Take this goblin, for example. In a 1-on-1 fight, with your current skill damage, you'd need at least 3 hits to finish it off. So, what's our first priority combo? Sky Strike, Dragon's Tooth, then a basic attack. You've grasped the concept, but your execution wasn't optimal. Because you forgot, when Dragon Tooth hits its target, it automatically generates a battle spirit. And generating a battle spirit consumes mana. So the best approach is...
Yishu flicked his hand a basic attack, then...
He'll use the Hidden Bleed effect from the double stab to make him bleed out.
But the bleed effect from double stab isn't guaranteed, you know.
On screen, the goblin was indeed struck by Cold Mist's double stab, triggering a bleed effect, and eventually fell on its own. But the chance for double stab to cause bleed is only 50%. Tang Ru remembered the guide saying that.
We're pushing for the absolute limit, not playing it safe.
I understand, Tang Ru nodded. Then, Yishu continued his explanation, detailing skill damage, mana consumption, minion health, the technique of gathering mobs, and the application of skill traits, all in pursuit of effects like being hit, launched, or knocked airborne. This was what he called the ultimate sustained operation. It was a level of meticulous calculation that bordered on the obsessive. Because he was multitasking with the explanation, Yishu didn't achieve 100% perfection. Even so, Tang Ru could clearly see a significant reduction in mana consumption. Yet the damage output was absolutely no less than the effect she'd achieved by bombarding her way through with skills. In the end, Yishu completed the Frost Forest dungeon solo in 1 hour, 12 minutes, 21 seconds, and 32 milliseconds. The glaring 20-minute gap made Tang Ru's eyes sting. Not only the time, but Yishu's item consumption was far lower than hers. Aside from using food once before Frost Shine, he never stopped moving. Tang Ru knew this wasn't even his limit performance, because Yishu had been pausing to explain and demonstrate for her the whole way. If he were to truly focus and solo this dungeon, Tang Ru suspected it wouldn't even take an hour. Got all that? Yishu asked, turning back after exiting the dungeon.
Let's practice. Pay close attention to everything I just pointed out. This playstyle is truly exhausting, but to challenge the record, you need 100% focus and effort.
Once Yishu had vacated the seat, Tang Ru
Set back down. Once you've used up your 2 rounds, use my account for 3 more.
You didn't run the dungeon, just to save your attempts for me to practice.
My account and yours. The skill damage and mana costs are different, so alternating between them is perfect for getting you used to this playstyle faster. Once you've built up that instinct, just focus on getting familiar with your own account and character.
Then I'll just switch accounts after every match. Then I'll start with your account. You 3 times, me 2 times. 5 rounds total, perfect.
All right, said Yishu, getting up and letting Tang Ru take his seat at the controls of Lord Grim. Tang Ru sat down and began examining the equipment damage to skills and the character's stats. Yishu felt a swell of pride, thinking to himself, this girl has real potential. So the 2 took turns using the account. Yishu focused on leveling while Tang Ru practiced dungeons. Yi Shu would glance back now and then, offering a few pointers. Tang Ru picked things up quickly. She had solid fundamentals. It's like having the hardware foundation. Installing the software is relatively easy in that case. But if you only have the software and the hardware can't keep up, then the software just won't run, no matter what. But upgrading the hardware is a whole different story, far more complicated and time-consuming. Seeing Tang Ru's rapid improvement, Yi Shu felt this hired muscle was quite reliable. Unlike Steamed Bun Invasion, who was a constant source of worry, the real problem was his high level. He didn't have the vast room for growth and practice that Tang Ru, still in her 20s, did.
Just the two of them might not be enough.
Ye Xiu sighed. Now that he knew who his opponents were and what classes they played, he understood exactly what kind of strength his own side needed. Equipment isn't really the main concern here. At level 25 in a new server, you can't get any extreme gear anyway. It's just about having a weapon to guarantee your damage output. Even for Tang Ru, a single solo run takes over an hour. Finishing all 5 runs would mean the internet cafe is open well into the morning. The morning shift manager and attendant arrived to find the vast internet cafe completely empty of customers. There were just these 2 people sitting at the front desk, gaming like crazy. Hold on, I see my relief is here. Tang Ru didn't give up her spot. These precious dungeon attempts are too valuable to waste right now. Come on over here, Ye Shu said, vacating his own machine. You practice. I'm going to make a phone call, Ye Shu said to Tang Ru. Tang Ru didn't even look up. Hello. Ye Shu got through, and the voice on the other end sounded a bit groggy.
You up yet?
The voice snapped to full alertness. Where are you?
Climb to the window. You might just see me.
So Mu Cheng was indeed still in bed. She immediately bundled herself in the quilt, scrambled to the windowsill, and peered out intently. Even from this height, where people on the street looked small, a familiar figure should have been easy to spot. But Mu Cheng scanned the street and saw no sign of him.
Nope.
Across the street, on the diagonal.
There's an Jinxen Internet Cafe over there.
I know the internet cafe.
I know that internet cafe, so Mu Cheng said. We all live around here. I've never been, but I know of it. His gaze shifted toward the internet cafe, but he still saw no one there.
I'm right here in the internet cafe.
You pulled another all-nighter. So Mu Cheng sure knows Ye Xiu well. It's work. Ye Xiu said seriously. A job.
Yeah, I'm working at an internet cafe right now.
That suits you rather well.
So Mu Cheng said this with a smile. But a pang of sorrow welled up in her heart. Anyone would struggle to adapt to such a drastic change in an instant. Ye Xiu's tone sounded utterly indifferent, even carrying a hint of smugness. But Ye Xiu was always a guy who said one thing and meant another. Even someone as close to him as I was could never really tell what he was thinking.
I'm on the night shift every day now. My life's on a rigid schedule, and the internet cafe even covers room and board.
Let me tell you, the owner of this internet cafe is your biggest fan.
Get me an autograph sometime, and I'll give it to her. It'll definitely get me a raise.
Is that so? Then I'll come see you.
So, are you here to see me? Or to be seen?